So we have some updates in the world of women's softball, they say, rather than NCAA softball. We had Southern Eastern Division take the game 3 best of 3, 6-5, and they win the Southland Tournament Championship final series. North Florida wins the double elimination portion of the decent softball championships. 5-4. North Florida only had won 102. They win the first one. UC Santa Barbara had to win the first game, and if necessary, which is championship game 2, and they won 7-5. And then St. Francis PA in UNEC Northeast Conference Softball Championship game. St. Francis PA is up 5-0 over Long Island University. Bigminton has only won one over Bryant to win the championship. Northeast Softball Championships for 2025, and the Metrolinx Athletic Conference Softball Championships for 2025. Marist has won 1, Siena has won 2, and then Army has to win 2. Or Boston University as they beat Army earlier in the day, yesterday. So, and then Florian forced to, if necessary, with Jackson State, as Florian has been in a bunch of elimination swept games. When did they start playing eliminating? When was the structure started? I think it was Wednesday, May 7th. Let me see here. Yeah. But they lost in the SWAC tournament. The first day of the tournament, 7-3 to Florida, Alabama State. They lost game 1. And they've been in this elimination portion for a long while. They beat Texas Southern 1-0. Which eliminated Texas Southern. Yeah, they eliminated Texas Southern. So they're 1-1 now. And then Saturday they played Alabama State again. They won that one 2-1. And they beat Jackson State 3-1. I think this WAC tournament also played on. Yes, and they also played on the 6th. And they beat Grambling 3-2. So, and they won. So, Maniac won the elimination bracket right away. But that was their second game of the day. The second game of the tournament. They put them in the elimination portion. They had the Red Odds 2 wins to make it even to the championship, 2 more. So they would go 3-1. Then they would go 4-1 with that win over Jackson State. Now they have to go 5-1 to clinch the tournament. This softball championships title for 2025. They have to win 1 more. Jackson State is in the elimination portion. portion. No, the record gets double mission illusions here. Still an elimination portion. There's no rounds record portion here. Just in like the elimination portion now. So all of these are starting to be non-competitive games. But let's bring in St. Francis, PA, or Long Island. And we can let's bring in St. Francis, PA, or Long Island. That one, right now. Is one of the most competitive, I guess you could say, right now. Or, like, there's a team, I guess it's in Run Rule. The Run Rule. And these two started at 8 a.m. Eastern. Those two games did. The Northeast Conference game and the Northeast game. The Metro Catholic Conference game started at 9 a.m. Eastern. Then we have the SWAC and we have the SWAC and the Southwestern Athletic Conference, which might have used to be teams from the Southwest, but now it's not. Now there's a lot of teams from like the Southern United States, like there's Texas. We got like Texas Southern, but like what is the name? West Southern. You got some teams from Alabama, and Alabama State. You don't even got teams from the Southwest anymore. You have Jackson State. You have Bethune-Cookman from Florida. You have Florida A&M from Florida. So they're in the southeast. And you get, so you got Purdue Union, which is from Texas, I want to say, too. So you got a bunch of teams that aren't even like Florida is the southeast United States, not even in the southwest part of the United States. Not even like all these schools aren't even the western half of the United States. A lot of these schools would probably be like southeastern athletic conference, it pretty much is now. We still just kept the name for tradition. Like, I mean, even people that are in this one, even the people that are in this one, like everyone involved in this one, or like all these people, they know that so what's what that conference is, and yeah, it probably should be changed, but just tradition.
Considered by you to go to Jen Rodriguez in place of Haley Clarkson.
Yeah, good job by Bendel over at short to kind of look back Andrews and keep her honest. I mean, she was never probably going to go unless things went awry, but it's a big first out. Goes without saying for Allie Grayley as she tries to work through the middle of this Sharks lineup and obviously a fresh face here in Jen Rodriguez from the left side of the box. Maybe you don't want six, maybe you don't get, you need at least one in this inning. Got to cut into it any way you can.
Count a ball and no strikes on Rodriguez. called strike. Rodriguez 1 for 2 in the tournament. She had a 2 RBI single against FDU in the afternoon game yesterday. Now 2-1 on the left field. And this is where this breathing room is quite an advantage, that you can give really a little bit more confidence and leeway that not only can she go ahead and attack a hitter in the strike zone, this one now on the ground to first, fielded by Ulam, she steps on the bag and there are 2 away. But even on top of that, to think that really has this 6-run lead and doesn't have to worry quite as much about a runner or 2 on base in this pitch.
Oh, sure. And talk about an efficient outing for Braley. 60 pitches, 5 2/3. Very rarely have we seen a full count. Very rarely have we seen a 3-ball count. I mean, she's making quick work of this lineup, and again, she's getting into spots for leadoff double in. She's finding ways out of it, and I mean, a sparkling start so far.
Rodriguez grounds out to first. Nia Dick comes to the plate as a pinch hitter for Jada Lincoln. Andrews on third, trying to add LIU's first run. On the ground, foul, but down the ball on a strike.
I mean, all morning long, the LIU dugout, they're just waiting for something. We've heard vocalization on the first base side, especially that first inning. They're just looking for just an inch to crawl back in.
Swing and a miss. Nia Dick ahead of that one.
The kicker, you get on this stage, championship performance from Braley, there's no obligation to give it up. So it's been a lot of fun to see this matchup and wait for a little, not too much.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Braley again works out of one after a leadoff double by Andrews. It's still 6-0 Red Flash.
9 to 5 in the red field, and now happy hour has arrived.
That was going right in the building, so. And this is for the America East Championship.
The strikeout. What a wicked break on that ball.
Great pitch. Still got a 3-run cushion here. She's been pitching great all day long. Great job finding that inside corner again. As any pitching coach will tell their pitchers, it's how you come back after that home run. She does a great job there by getting the backwards K.
8 strikeouts now for Roberts. So far in this now 6th inning of action. So 2 down, nobody aboard. And the third baseman, Bryce Clendenino, she struck out swinging and a fly out to right field. That's hit into the air. And that's fairly deep. And Santos climbs the wall. Oh, what a great grab. Up against the padding of the fence, leaping up, and she makes the catch. Another great play in right field by Brianna Santos. How about that one? That ends the inning for the Bryant Bulldogs. Not before they score 3, though, on the Cochran home run. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 6-3 Bearcats, right here on ESPN+.
Now let's go to the Metro Catholic Conference. Ramirez is up 9 on Siena.
getting ready for the throw.
Interesting decision for McDonald to go to third there. I get it. She had to step to her right just a bit to get that ball. But like I said, Howard was probably a few steps in front of the base.
And again, at least Ronnie Howard had the presence of mind to be aware that that could be the play.
Right.
Now, where that ball was hit deep in the hole, another factor in that decision could have been, well, it's Kenzie Swinson running, and the idea of going to first might not have been as easy. And the call will stand.
Run still does score, though.
So it's 9-2. There are 2 outs now, and it's to the top of the order in Megan Klein. So if you're Sienna, this has been an action part of the lineup where Klein finished the regular season with a flourish. If it gets past her, Chloe Cummings has been really good in this championship. And then, if you're Sienna and it still gets that point, that's what you want, because that's Peterson.
Yeah, Sienna's done a great job. They could have thrown in the towel, honestly. They're being down by 9 runs, and they're clawing their way back.
We know better too, right? You've been a part of enough of these, especially against Sienna over the years. Nothing easy, nothing ever easy.
The few hits that Sienna has had this inning have been hard hit, too.
No, they haven't. They are locked into the plate. 0-2. Away. Good pitch by Myers on 0-2, seeing if she can get Klein to chase.
Yeah. Klein's a pretty disciplined hitter up there, though.
No, she isn't. She's done such a great job moving into the leadoff part of the order late in the year. 10 walks against 9 strikeouts, 62 at bats. As that one's pop foul. And her speed is really impressive. She can put the ball on the ground and left side or right side of the infield. You have to be on top of your game to make sure you're going to throw her out. That's grounded left side, gets through for a base hit. Now, Mattery was playing up, so the runner will be held at third. So it's Melton at third, Swinson at second, and Klein at first. 2 outs for Chloe Cummings, as Sienna will send its 8th hitter of the inning to the plate. Cold strike.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Sienna. Seriously, they've really swung the bat this inning. Getting base runners on.
And if she gets on, well, this is where the game could really change. That's popped up. Gore gives chase, Kunze gives chase out of their reach.
Kunze looked like she got a little bit of a late jump on that. I don't know if she knew where it was.
Gore spotted it right away, but she had the much longer run.
Right. As a catcher, that's a tough play.
On top of all that, having to wear the mask, spot, discard, get to the spot.
Might be a little bit of sun, too.
That is true. But Myers ahead in the count 0-2. Called strike 3. Myers gets out of the jam, but the Saints get 2, and after 1.5, Maris 9, Sienna 2.
Popeyes has gone full pickle. You got your pickle glaze
Here's the
sandwich.
free spring streak up right there. So let's go to the top last team here. See if St. Francis P can extend a lead or if Long Island is turned back. Let's see who's true. Team is batting here. Yeah, St. Francis, please turn back here. Up 6-0, trying to get even more. Obviously, only comfortable with just this reverse lead. And then we're not the 8-run rule. I have to get 8 runs. I'm gonna got that in the 5th or the 6th. We can be before that and hold on to the lead. Remain I use first. And that is fair. And I'm just gonna hold the runners in first and second. Second and first. No.
Well, let me see. Francis and it wasn't to let him at this point. He may some full on when it comes to the play.
obviously hope you keep it 6-0 here, but he is hoping those bats have one last punch in them.
Call strike on Zapala. 2 on. Smith from second, Bragg from first. And all red flash today. Popped it up in the infield. Polomini in, she makes the grab. So Zapala goes down on a pop out, and they're now 2 away in the 7th. Back to the top of the lineup, and this is not who LIU wants to see, as it is Savannah Nash. 2 extra base hits for Nash today, along with a walk and an intentional walk. A double back in the 5th, and a solo home run in the 6th. The only offense St. Francis has had since the first inning. Very long lead from Addie Smith. Almost looked like she was going on that secondary lead after the pitch was out of the zone. Count 2 balls and no strikes. And now 3-0. The runners do take off. And a wild pitch as Lincoln had trouble with it.
You can sense with Wall pitching here to Nash. I mean, it's no secret who's at the plate. Certainly what she's done not just today, but this season. And with everything at stake here, you know, you can't blame the Sharks for maybe pitching around her now. You can't let the ball get away here and have a run come across in the process with the runners moving up. But, yeah, you're not necessarily going to let Walsh beat you in this spot, but doesn't mean she can't.
And now they are going to intentionally walk her for ball 4. With 2 in scoring position, no need to allow this lead to grow further. That is the 3rd time she's been walked today, the 2nd time it's been an intentional walk. Even if the first 3 pitches were not intentional, the last one is, it is counted as an intentional walk.
And it looks like it's her final act.
And with that, another pitching change as Gigi Clavel will come in to try to record the final out against Hannah Bendel. So far, Sarah Wall, 2 2/3 innings. She allows 4 hits. She also walks 2 and hit a batter.
6 2/3 as of now. 2-run ball in relief between Martini and Wall. I mean, who would have told Coach Russo that at 6 a.m. this morning he would have gladly taken it. It's just what came before and what hasn't happened, obviously, offensively.
Right.
Great job by Wall up until this point.
She is still technically responsible for all 3 runners on base. So right now, 1 earned run, but that could change as Clavel comes in. And talk about no room for error for Clavel as Bendel steps in with the bases loaded and 2 outs. And look, 6 is a lot to overcome.
St. Francis be right back to that. Actually, let's go to big name Brian Binghamton. See if Brian is batting in there top of some. No, they're not. Binghamton's there, but let's have a St. Francis PD. See if St. Francis PD can extend this lead out.
Clavel misses for ball 1.
Well, that's the other thing. You go into that inning, no matter what. I mean, 6-0. You know, you're at the very least going to have to bat around. So it's true team effort at that.
On the ground to second. The flip to short is in time from Clarkson to Burnett to hold.
down the left field line. Bulldogs battery outside the pitching circle, watching on. There's Makeda Transu, talking with Lindsey Walter down at third base.
The replay up here again. Close play. I think the umpire is, you can see right on top of that.
He couldn't get much closer unless he made the play himself.
They have to have evidence to overturn it. Irrefutable. Call on the field was safe. So the umpires who did not make the call, the two other officials. Important to note, when we do go to replay, the umpire that makes the safe or out call or the foul ball or any call in the play, he or she will stay on the field, and the two remaining umpires who did not make a call in the play will go take a look for an unbiased view. And it looks like they have come to a decision.
So we'll get the ruling here coming up. Home plate umpire Kevin Thompson will relay it to us. And the play holds. They review it, nothing overturned. And so the Binghamton Bearcats, Emma Lawson.
Tough position for both the pitcher and the hitter here. It was on a 2-2 count that Walter took third base. So now a full count to come right into.
RBI machine, Emma Lawson trying to plate a couple of more. And she hits that to right field, and she's going to do it. There's one run, and the second run in for the Bearcats. Lawson delivers again. What a great game she is having here. Two runners in scoring position. Nice move as they moved up on the play before that to get into scoring position, and she delivers to right field. And the Bearcats get a couple of those runs back. It is 8-3 Binghamton. What a job for Emma Lawson. Two more runs batted in. So she's had an RBI double, a home run, another double, and now the single and the two RBIs for her. Lawson is going to come out for a pinch runner. And Minnickbach is going to come in to pinch run for her. So Becca Minnickbach coming